Peppa Pig. Peppa's Post. One day, Mr. Zebra the postman delivered a very important letter to Peppa and George's house. "Look, George," cried Peppa, running to the front door. "It's for us," grunted George excitedly. "I wonder what's inside." "It's your tickets for Mr. Potato's marvellous theatre show," said Mummy Pig, helping Peppa open the envelope. "Oh, goody," gasped Peppa. "I love the theatre and I love Mr. Potato." That afternoon, Mammy and Daddy Pig drove Peppa and George to the Grand Theatre to meet Madame Gazelle and their friends. When they arrived, the show was about to start. "Please welcome," said a loud voice, "your friend and mine, Mr. Potato." "Oh, wow!" the children gasped all the way through the show. After it finished, they gave Mr. Potato a huge round of applause. And Madame Gazelle gave everyone a special envelope to take home. Daddy Pig helped Peppa and George read their letter from Madame Gazelle. The next morning, they followed the map to Playgroup. "Welcome, little ones," Madame Gazelle beamed after the mummies and daddies had left. "Today we will be putting on a pantomime, and there will be a special guest coming." "Ooh!" everyone gasped. "Now, children," continued Madame Gazelle, "we have lots to do. First, we must make the posters and invitations for the pantomime." When they'd finished, everyone gave their invitations to Mr. Zebra. He raced off to deliver them. The first one was for Mummy and Daddy Pig. Mr. Zebra handed Mummy and Daddy Pig their invitation to the pantomime. "How lovely," said Mummy Pig when she opened the envelope. "Of course we can come." Mummy and Daddy Pig gave their reply to Mr. Zebra, and he raced off to deliver the other invitations. Later that morning, the playgroup doorbell rang. Ding dong! It was Mr. Zebra with an enormous parcel for all the children. "It's a dressing-up box," whispered Peppa to Susie. "A very big one." "Your costumes are here, my little stars," announced Madame Gazelle. The dressing-up box was full of wonderful costumes. Peppa and her friends picked their outfits and got ready. "Now you must practice your lines," said Madame Gazelle. "Peppa, you can start." "I'm Little Red Riding Hood," began Peppa. "I'm going to visit my grandma." Danny Dog was dressed as a big bad wolf. "I'm going to eat Little Red Riding Hood," he barked. "Wonderful acting, Peppa and Danny," said Madame Gazelle. The children were still practicing when the doorbell rang again. Ding dong! "It is Mr. Zebra with more post," announced Madame Gazelle. The children opened the parcel and found replies to their invitations. "Fabulous news!" exclaimed Madame Gazelle. "Everyone can come to our pantomime, even our mystery guest." "Who is the mystery guest, Madame Gazelle?" asked Peppa. "Is it the Queen?" "You will have to wait and see," replied Madame Gazelle. "Oh," sighed Peppa, a little disappointed. It was almost time for the pantomime to start. Everyone was arriving. Peppa peered around the curtain. She could see the mummies and daddies, but she couldn't see a mystery guest. "Please find your programs and take your seats," said Madame Gazelle. "Our pantomime is about to begin." "Ladies and gentlemen," said Madame Gazelle, "welcome to our pantomime." The children leapt onto the stage, and everyone stood up to take photos. Click, click, flash, flash. "Please," said Madame Gazelle, "for the sake of the actors, no photography." The parents quietly sat back down in their chairs, and the show began. "I'm Little Red Riding Hood," began Peppa. "I'm visiting my grandma." "I'm the Big Bad Wolf," said Danny. "I'm pretending to be Grandma, then I'm going to eat everyone." "I'm the hunter," said Pedro. "I'm chasing the Big Bad Wolf away." "Oh, wow!" The parents gasped all the way through the performance. When the pantomime finished, the children bowed. Everyone gave them a huge round of applause, except for Mr. Zebra, who was so tired from delivering all the letters that he had fallen fast asleep. "Where's the mystery guest?" Peppa whispered to Susie. Just then the clapping stopped, and a loud voice said, "Please welcome our special guest, your friend and mine, Mr. Potato." "Mr. Potato is more famous than the Queen," whispered Peppa excitedly. "What a marvellous performance!" said Mr. Potato, leaping up from his hiding place next to the stage. "This pantomime was the best I have ever seen." "Hooray!" cheered the children. They loved their pantomime, but they loved meeting Mr. Potato even more. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa and her Golden Boots. It was the day of the big puddle jumping competition. Peppa and her friends were practicing jumping up and down in muddy puddles. "My daddy always wins," boasted Peppa. "He said the first rule of puddle jumping is to wear your boots, and mine are very special because they are made of gold." "They are not gold," replied Susie Sheep. "They're yellow." "They are not yellow, they're real plastic gold," protested Peppa. "Would anyone like some orange juice?" called Mummy Pig from the house. "Yes, please," replied everyone. They ran inside, leaving their boots outside the front door. When Peppa and her friends had finished their juice, they headed outside to put on their boots. "Oh no, my boots have gone," sobbed Peppa. Mr. Zebra arrived with the post. "I've just seen a duck with boots on," he said. Peppa sniffed. "Were they gold?" "No, yellow," he replied. Mrs. Duck came running down the hill wearing Peppa's golden boots. Peppa ran after her. "Mrs. Duck, can I please have my boots back, please?" But Mrs. Duck did not want to give Peppa's boots back. She didn't stop running until she reached Captain Dog's boat. No one could stop Mrs. Duck. She leapt into the water and swam away. Captain Dog started his engine. "I think my boat can go faster than that duck," he exclaimed. But Captain Dog's boat could not keep up with Mrs. Duck. That's a fast duck," he said. Mrs. Duck finally stopped at a little island where Grampy Rabbit had been shipwrecked when his boat capsized. "Mrs. Duck has my boots and she won't give them back," Peppa called. "Don't worry, Peppa," replied Grampy Rabbit. "Mrs. Duck has nowhere to go." But then Mrs. Duck started flying and she was still wearing the boots. "Oh no," cried Peppa. "Mrs. Duck is flying to the moon with my boots." "Don't worry, Peppa," said Grampy Rabbit, pointing to the neighbouring island. "We'll take my rocket." I really don't think Peppa's boots will be on the moon," said Mummy Pig. Nonsense, insisted Grampy Rabbit, helping everyone into the rocket. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! On the moon, Peppa and her friends searched everywhere for Mrs. Duck and the golden boots. Let's ask at the shop, suggested Susie Sheep. You don't get shops on the moon, exclaimed Daddy Pig. Postcards, called Mrs. Rabbit from inside her gift shop. Ice cream, buckets and spades. Meanwhile, Grandpa Pig had spotted Mrs. Duck in his garden. Those aren't your boots, are they? He asked. He quickly dialed Daddy Pig's number. Oh, hello, Grandpa Pig, said Daddy Pig. Yes, Peppa has lost some boots. We'll be right there. Next stop, Grandpa Pig's garden, announced Grampy Pig. Peppa bounced excitedly out of the rocket. My boots, my golden boots, she exclaimed. Thank you, Grandpa. Grandpa Pig helped Peppa to put her boots on. Now we can go to the puddle jumping competition, said Mammy Pig. Oh, yes, agreed Daddy Pig. We'd better hurry. The big puddle jumping competition was about to begin. First up, Daddy Pig, cried Mr. Potato. Daddy Pig took a giant leap and made a very big splash. Then it was Mr. Elephant's turn, and Mr. Elephant made an even bigger splash. Mr. Elephant is the winner, announced Mr. Potato. Peppa cleared her throat. Please, can I have a go too? She asked. Oh, of course, replied Mr. Potato. And can all of my friends help? Peppa added. Mr. Elephant was not pleased. Hang on, I don't think that's really it. Sounds perfectly fair to me, interrupted Daddy Pig. Peppa and her friends formed a circle and held hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, they all chanted. Jump! Whee! Peppa and her friends made the biggest splash ever. Peppa and her friends are the winners, declared Mr. Potato. I still think, began Mr. Elephant. Hooray! Everyone cheered loudly. Peppa loved her golden boots. Everyone loved their boots. And everyone loved the big puddle jumping competition. The end. Peppa and the Big Train. Today, Peppa and her friends are going on a train ride together. Hooray! They all cheer excitedly. Mr. Rabbit is the station master. He checks all the tickets. Tickets, please. Chug, chug, choo, choo, toot, toot. Miss Rabbit is driving the train. Here comes the big train, cheers Peppa. All aboard, says Mr. Rabbit. Then he waves a flag and blows his whistle. The doors shut, clank, clank, and the train leaves. Chugga, 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 chugga. Here are your activity sheets, says Madame Gazelle. You have to spot a boat, a red light, and a tunnel on the train ride. I see some trees, shouts Peppa. Are trees on the list? Asks Emily Elephant. No, replies Peppa. I see clouds, cheers Susie Sheep. Are clouds on the list? Asks Candy Cat. No, replies Susie.
I see Grandad's dog, shouts Pip. Is Grandad's dog on the list? Grandad's dog isn't on it,
Laughs Danny Dog.
but he is sailing a boat, says Rebecca Rabbit, and the boat is on the list,
adds Zoe Zebra.
Hooray!
Everyone cheers.
Clickety-clack, the train rides on the track,
Sing the children. Suddenly the train screeches to a halt.
Bonk, bonk.
The ducks cross the track,
A red light,
cries Peppa.
that's on our list. Oh,
Sighs Emily Elephant.
we still haven't seen a tunnel.
Just then the train goes dark,
We're in a tunnel.
cries Susie Sheep.
Hooray!
Cheer all their friends. The tunnel is the last thing on their sheets.
Last stop,
Cries Miss Rabbit.
everybody off. But how are we getting home?
Asks Peppa.
We are home, Peppa.
Says Madame Gazelle. The children were so busy spotting things, they didn't notice that the great big train had gone in a great big circle. The end. Peppa loves Easter. It was Easter time, and Peppa and her friends were busy making bonnets at Playgroup.
My bonnet has eggs, flowers, feathers, and a chocolate magic paddle.
Peppa said proudly.
Mine has lots and lots of carrots on it.
Said Rebecca Rabbit. What wonderful bonnets, children, cried Madame Gazelle. Well done. After the children put on their bonnets, Madame Gazelle said, This Easter, Miss Rabbit has an exciting surprise for you all.
Is it an Easter egg hunt?
Asked Peppa. Not exactly, replied Madame Gazelle, but there are some eggs.
Is it an Easter bonnet competition?
Asked Mandy Mouse.
Mine is made of cheese.
No, not this year, replied Madame Gazelle. But you can wear your lovely Easter bonnet if you like.
Yippee!
Cheered Mandy.
What is the Easter surprise, Madame Gazelle?
Asked Peppa. Miss Rabbit has organized an Easter extravaganza for everyone, said Madame Gazelle. Ooh, gasped the children.
Wow! But what is an Easter extravaganza, Madame Gazelle?
Asked Peppa. You'll find out very soon, Peppa, said Madame Gazelle. I will be taking you to the Easter extravaganza after Playgroup. Mummy and Daddy Pig are coming to help too. Hooray! Cheered Peppa and her friends. By the end of the day, all the children were very excited. Make sure you take one of these, said Madame Gazelle, giving them each a little basket to carry. You'll need them for the Easter extravaganza.
Thank you, Madame Gazelle,
cried the children. Are you ready for Miss Rabbit's Easter extravaganza? Asked Mummy Pig. Yes, cried the children, running down the hill. When they reached the bottom, Peppa, George and their friends spotted a sign with a cupcake on it. Oh, I wonder what that is, said Daddy Pig in a mysterious voice. Shall we follow it? Yes, please, everyone cheered. The children followed the sign to a stall where they could decorate. Easter cakes, gasped Peppa. Yummy, said Daddy Pig. Everyone had fun decorating the cupcakes, and then they put them in their baskets. But where is Miss Rabbit? Asked Peppa. She looked around and spotted a sign with an Easter card on it. It must be a trail, she said. The children followed the trail until they found lots of lovely Easter cards to make. When they finished the cards, they put them in their baskets. Miss Rabbit isn't here, said Edmund the Elephant. Perhaps we should follow that sign with an egg cap on it. The children followed the trail to an egg cup decorating area. Then they followed some flower signs to a little meadow full of colourful spring flowers. They're so pretty, gasped Peppa. I can't still see Miss Rabbit, said Mandy. But that sign over there has a little chick on it. Let's go. The children followed the trail until they found Granny and Grandpa Pig and their adorable little chicks. Ah! cried the children. They're so fluffy. And so cute, said Peppa. Hello, Peppa, said Granny and Grandpa Pig. Are you enjoying Miss Rabbit's Easter extravaganza? Hello, Granny and Grandpa, said Peppa. Yes, there are so many amazing things to see and do. After she had petted every cute little chick, Peppa looked around. There's a sign with a very big Easter egg on it, she cried. This way! Peppa and her friends continued along the trail until... Wow! said the children, spotting the most enormous egg they had ever seen. What's inside? Peppa gasped. The children tried to guess what might be inside the enormous egg. I think it's a really big carrot, said Rebecca. Dinosaur! Arr! roared George. It's an alien from Mars, said Danny Dog. Suddenly, there was a loud crack, and out hatched Miss Rabbit! Surprise! she cried, popping out of the giant egg with treats for everyone. I hope you enjoyed my Easter extravaganza. It was excellent, Daddy Pig chuckled. It certainly was, added Mummy Pig. Everyone thanked Miss Rabbit for their yummy treats and for her fantastic Easter extravaganza. Happy Easter, Miss Rabbit, cheered Peppa and her friends. Happy Easter, children, said Miss Rabbit. Peppa loves Easter. Everyone loves Easter. The end. Peppa Pig, Easter egg. Peppa and her friends are at Rebecca Rabbit's house for an Easter egg hunt. "Let's go and wait inside," says Mummy Rabbit. "The Easter Bunny is very shy and he won't come if we're looking." "Good idea. I'll be right in. I just need to check my carrot patch," says Mr. Rabbit. "No peeking," Mummy Rabbit tells the children. Mr. Rabbit returns from outside. "Daddy, did you see the Easter Bunny?" asks Rebecca. "No, but I am sure he must have been by now," he says. Mummy Rabbit leads the children out of the rabbit hole. "Can you find all the eggs the Easter Bunny has hidden?" she asks. "Ready, steady, go!" Everyone finds an egg. "Wait, what's that over there?" asks Peppa. "I think it's the Easter Bunny." The children quickly creep towards the rustling bush. Suddenly, Rebecca jumps out of the bush, laughing. "I'm not the Easter Bunny, I'm Rebecca Rabbit, and I found an egg," she cries. "We've all found eggs," says Peppa. "Thank you, Easter Bunny." Peppa loves Easter eggs. Everyone loves Easter eggs. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.